Welcome in to another fun-filled edition of Two Ball Guys on the Right, where I don't know what number we are, but we do know
51.
YouTube took one
52,
of our...
I'm sorry.
52. YouTube took episode 36 off, and because they didn't like some of the content, talking about election fraud. It hurt their feelings, but you could still find out information about how to make meth and a bomb on YouTube. They won't take that off. That's okay. Talking about election fraud is bad. So,
and
keep
the
up
Democrats'
the good work.
hypocrisy. We can't talk about the left's hypocrisy.
Yeah,
which was the title of that one.
Yeah, keep doing. We do know that President Trump is coming out with his own social media network. Don't know anything about it. Don't know the name, but they say in a couple months you'll hear more information, and more people will start switching away from that. Me personally, I am locked out of Facebook right now because I posted something. How long has it been since Kenosha, Wisconsin, and the riots and Jacob Blake? How long has that been? 6 months?
Well, yeah, at least.
At least. So I posted up a meme about Rittenhouse, and because of that meme, I am locked out right now. I can't do live feeds and can't advertise on Facebook. And I'm
Facebook jail yet again.
Yeah, thank you very much, Facebook. And the meme, it said, it was a Garth Brooks song. It said, blame it on my roots, blame it on my boots, whatever the way it goes. I ruined your black tie affair. God bless you.
Or Black Lives Affair.
Yeah, Black Lives Affair. I'm out of here. So we got a lot of things going on. Boulder shooting yesterday. We know the suspect, and guess what? He wasn't a white guy. As
amazing.
Everybody rushed it. Remember that happened at Orlando? That they all, another white guy goes off and kills people, and then it turned out to be, it wasn't a white guy. It was a very confused Muslim gay guy, if I remember right.
Or when it's a Trump supporter, oh, wait a minute, it turned out to be a Bernie supporter.
Yeah. So here's what we know. If you want to show us picture there, Will. His name is Ahmad Al-Awawi Alisa. And if I screwed up your name, guy, I'm sorry. You got bigger problems anyway. You got 10 first-degree murder charges. Yeah, we know that he had purchased a firearm 6 days before, bought a really nice gun, a Ruger 5.56, AR 5.56, and had bought that gun on March 16th, 6 days before the shooting. Now, we do know on his Facebook page that he has posted information up about ISIS. Friends say that he had lived in the United States most of his life, and was a hothead that was very paranoid. So that's what we know about him right now.
And he wasn't white.
And he was Arabic. Imagine that. Huh? Wow.
Look,
not a white, not a KKK Trump
don't get me
supporter.
Wrong. I'm not going to turn around and blame all Arabic people or all Islamic people or anything else for every shooting or every terrorist action or anything else that happens. Guess what? Each individual who does the crime is responsible. If it had been a white guy, if it had been a black guy, if it had been a Spanish guy, if it had been a Chinese guy, well, I don't care.
Well,
someone took someone else's lives, and guess what?
That's who should get blamed. That should not every law-abiding. Yeah.
First, we're going to blame the white people, and then we're going to blame the guns.
So I know my people. I don't know if you remember Carlos Mencia, the comedian. Back in the day, I loved Carlos Mencia. And he said, white people, like if they get fired, they go, I'm sorry to inform you, William, but you've been fired. And they go, I'll be back. Goes home and gets a gun and comes back and kills everybody. And Carlos Mencia would say, you tell a Hispanic person they're fired, they go, oh, good deal, man. I'll be sitting at home. I'll be watching the novellas. No problem. But the blaming of white people has gotten to the point, and you know who hates white people more than anybody else? Other white people. The woke liberal white people hate other white people. And I do believe that Mina Harris is Kamala Harris's niece that has been making money off of Kamala Harris. And she went on to say, I deleted a previous tweet about the suspect in the Boulder shooting. I made the assumption based on him being taken into custody alive and the fact that the majority of mass shootings in the United States are carried out by white men. Thank you very much, Mina.
You know why that is, Mina?
Hey.
I'll tell you why you said because the statistics are skewed. Because in order to be a mass shooting, it has to be 4 or more people are injured or killed. Guess what? Most gang violence is more than 4 people, but they completely take gang violence out of the category of mass shooting for these. So you can't make that actual comparison that most mass shootings are carried out by white men. And there again, this was not a white man.
Julie DeCaro also tweeted, for everybody asking if I'm going to delete this tweet, I apologize to white men. No, I am not, because it's true. In her first tweet, she said, extremely tired of people's lives being dependent on whether white men with an AR are having a good day or not. Thank you very much, Julie. You are flawed. And Dylan Park. The last one, Dylan Park said a white man walks into a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, killed 10 people, and was apprehended by police and walked out of the building completely unharmed. Right down the road, police killed Elijah McClain while he was apologizing for doing nothing wrong. 2 different Americans. And you fall flat on your face because guess what? This guy wasn't white. He was Muslim. And maybe they acted different when police went to arrest them. Maybe that could be it. Later on, I'm going to show George Floyd being arrested in 2019, prior to him being, dying in Minneapolis. And you'll see people acting a fool, act a fool. But Biden jumps on board and starts talking about we are going to shut down the buying of guns in America. So, held a press conference today, talked about gun control, encouraged the Senate to do their job, and but here's the deal. He could actually sign an executive order, and that's what he's saying, that he might sign an executive order against assault weapons. And a guy that was a gun expert that was on Fox today said that Biden could tighten gun control without Congress by using authority to limit trade of guns in the United States. But here's what jabbering Joe Biden had to say today.
Urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country once again. I got that done when I was a senator. It passed. It was law for the longest time. And it brought down these mass killings. We should do it again. We can close the loopholes in our background check system, including the Charleston loophole. That's one of the best tools we have right now to prevent gun violence.
I'm going to tell you right now, taking guns away from law-abiding citizens who are not criminals is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin. This guy bought a gun legally. Went through the background check, the whole deal. How are you going to stop that? Well, let's just say for argument's sake that he couldn't buy the gun legally, that he was turned away because of one of these gun control laws. Do you think he was just going to, you know what? I'm going to change my way of thinking about life. I'm going to stop, and I'm not going to kill all these people. Hell no. He's going to go get the gun illegally, and he's still going to kill those people. It is crazy. Okay, let's look at this. They're talking about a 3-day holding period before you get your gun. So he waited 6 days. So would that have prevented him? No. And here's the other thing. I'm always hearing about this gun violence. What kills more people, gun violence or car accidents? Car accidents by far. Oh, maybe we should outlaw cars. Yeah, right. Or how about we did a study on the morning show this morning about what caused more accidents, guns or people falling on stairs. Ah, it was sad. but people falling on stairs or stair accidents were more to blame than handgun shooting. Rifle shooting.
Joe Biden could relate with that.
So not handgun, but rifle shootings. So they blame ARs. They blame ARs or rifles. And so the stair deaths were numbered in the tens of thousands, where gun violence with a rifle was relatively low.
So Ted Cruz says that every time something like this happens, and am I the only one that, they start talking about gun control and all of a sudden we start having these mass shootings? Am I the only one that sees this? But Ted Cruz talking about the theater of gun control. Here's what Ted had to say.
When there's a shooting, we play this ridiculous theater where this committee gets together and proposes a bunch of laws that would do nothing to stop these murders. The Democrats propose taking away guns from law-abiding citizens. When you disarm law-abiding citizens, you make them more likely to be victims. If you want to stop these murders, go after the murderers.
Thank you. That would be really, really nice. So let's switch to the border, because we got a border crisis at the border. And when I say crisis, I really mean a crisis. We've last month we had 30,000 unaccompanied kids coming across the border. I guarantee you this month it will be probably 20, 30,000 again. And how do we fix the problem at the border? Number one, don't encourage them to come, Joe Biden, because that's what you did. And number two, don't incentivize them making money off the system. I'm hearing reports that when they get on the bus to be taken to this detention center, they're getting all kinds of stuff. They're getting food stamp cards. They're getting this. They're getting that. And
EBT cards, and apparently they're getting vouchers for being able to stay at hotels until they can get on their feet. So,
how much money have we spent on hotels in the last 50 days for illegal aliens? First of all, let me tell you how much money we spent for homeless veterans. Zero. We spent 86. It was a million or billion?
Million.
You're
talking about the hotels? Yeah, 86 million.
86
that was just in a few days.
Yeah, $86 million to put illegals up in hotels. How much money have we spent on homeless people already in America? Zero. How much money have we spent on veterans? Zero. But we're going to take foreigners who have no damn skin in the game. Now you're getting me worked up. Zero skin in the game, and we're going to spend all this money on them. And I'm going to go through how much we're spending on these kids. But Joe Biden, unprecedented move at the border, has been releasing people without them actually, I don't even know how this is legal, without them actually going to court or having a court date. We are just releasing them. This is a unprecedented move that I do believe it's on fault, that they're doing this stuff on purpose. I do believe that they're doing it on purpose. By the way, the Border Patrol has been inundated. They have closed down checkpoints because they just can't do it anymore. They just cannot do it anymore. And let's show the pictures of the cages, Will, because that was a big thing, right? Biden was upset about the kids in cages. Wait, they're back on the floor and back in cages. Roll to the next picture, because I think it's very important as we try to defeat the coronavirus. Doesn't this look? I don't see anybody social distancing. I see some people with mask on. I see some people without mask on. Is it? And then we're releasing these people into the streets of America. And then the same people that are liberals that are concerned about, they had a super spreader event going on in Miami. What the hell is that? Wouldn't that be a super spreader event?
Let's release them to our neighborhoods too. Not only are we going to pay, we're going to pay for them to live in our neighborhoods when we can't pay for our homeless or our veterans, more importantly, but we're going to pay for these illegal immigrants. And also on top of that, they're spreading coronavirus all the way around our community.
Yeah, and that's not going to cost us. We're going to give them tests and all kind of stuff. That's not going to cost. Look, I'm a little pissed off because I paid a boatload of taxes this year, and now they're asking me when I did my taxes to pay more. And I paid more money in taxes this year than I did last year and made less money. Yeah. I don't get that. I don't get it. And I'm just fed up. As an American, I'm fed up of people coming to this country and getting treated better than our citizens. So I did the math. They are setting up a facility in Pecos, Texas, that will hold 5,000 kids. The location, and this isn't the only one. There's one in Donna, Texas. They're all over the United States. And they are paying $775 a day to house these kids. Now, I did the math. So that's $25,000, almost $25,000 a month for these kids. American kids aren't getting $775 a month. We're spending $25,000 a month on these kids. 5,000 kids housed there. That's $125 million a month. $125 million a month. Meanwhile, we have 14 million kids that are homeless in America today. 14 million. Are you happy with the situation? I was wishing my grandkids would get that type of money, get that type of love from the Biden administration. But I guess it's not going to happen. So if you
from any American government.
Yeah. If you like spending our tax dollars going to spend $25,000 a month per foreigner kid, you're happy with that? Then, man, you probably shouldn't even be listening to this podcast. I'm just saying. I am just fed up with the whole thing. And let me take it one step further. And I'm gonna get to illegals getting stimulus coming up in just a second. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And look, the best thing we can do is send these kids home. Number one, it sends a message. Hello? We're not keeping these kids here. We're sending them back. The humane thing to do is send them back to their parents. That's the humane thing to do. But Tom Homan, who ran ICE and ran Border Patrol, so he knows all about this. He was on the Levin show. Here's what he had to say over the weekend.
Which was great out-of-the-box thinking, because President Trump understood that 90% of the Central Americans that come to our border and claim asylum never get relief from U.S. courts because they simply don't qualify. That data is easily available on the Department of Justice website. Anybody can look at it. And I doubt President Biden has looked at it or Alejandro Mayorkas has looked at it, because if they did, then they're facilitating immigration fraud on the border. It just ignore that. 90% of Central Americans don't get relief from U.S. courts to claim asylum. And if you look at the Department of Homeland Security life cycle report, less than 3% of all Central Americans who get ordered removed by a federal judge have left this country. So knowing that 90% don't qualify and less than 3% leave as ordered by a federal judge, what's your answer? Open the border, let them come in. This is incompetent.
And we always hear, Will, about, they're fleeing violence. So I did some research, and unfortunately, I left it on my desk. So I'm going to go off my memory, which probably is not good. So I looked at the murder rate per 100,000 people. And then in El Salvador, the murder rate is like 29 per 100,000 people. In Mexico, it's like 13. Guatemala, it's less than that. Guatemalans, it's only like, I think it's like 10%. Baltimore, Maryland, what do you think the murder rate per 100,000 people?
I'm guessing higher.
57.
Wow.
Chicago, 38.
Oh, way higher. Yeah.
New Orleans was in the 30s. And so a lot of these cities where these people are fleeing violence, well, the murder rate is actually higher in American cities than
in actual
countries they're
Central
fleeing.
American countries.
Yeah.
In the whole entire country. So our cities have a higher crime and death rate and violence rate than the entire country.
Houston, Texas has a higher murder rate per capita, 100,000 people, than Guatemala, Mexico, and I think El Salvador. They're pretty close. It's pretty close. So I'm going to let you sink it. I get that asked to me all the time about, you're moving to the Philippines. How's that? And I looked up the Philippines murder rate per 100,000. It's like 6. But if we start taking people in based on violence, maybe we ought to think about our own cities. Just saying. So Tom Homan also went on to say about what is going on but what is Biden doing? What are these liberals doing? What has Biden been bought and paid for, so to speak? Here's what he had to say.
What are they doing now? They're not detaining him. They're releasing him as soon as they can, within 3 days. ICE has been decapitated. They lost 90% of their authority. They're not executing judges' orders. And we keep throwing out more enticements. This isn't incompetence. This is by design. This is an open borders agenda that we all knew was coming.
So let's talk about enticement. Everybody just got their stimulus money. And illegal immigrants received $4.38 billion. Yes, I said billion. $4.38 billion in stimulus money paid to illegal aliens living in the United States illegally, but they got their stimulus money. Isn't that an incentive for bad behavior?
Of course it is.
Of course it is. Giving these kids and their parents and everybody else all this extra money, food stamps, EBT cards, you name it, they're getting it. Free housing, free this, free that. Isn't that an incentive for these people to come over here? Damn right it is. Quit incentivizing it, and we would probably be better off. But the illegal aliens that are being detained right now, if they do, they're talking about doing a 4th round of stimulus. They will be eligible to get their money. So congratulations. You guys are going to get the cash. Yeah, congratulations. I hate to talk bad about Kamala Harris, but I will. Number one, when she goes on Air Force Two, and it really ticks me off. To me, if somebody salutes at me, I'm going to salute back. If somebody waves at me, I'm going to wave back. You know why? It's common courtesy. But I guess people from California that are rude don't understand this. You could say what you want about Donald Trump. He has got out in the rain to pick up, a Marine's cap and put it back on his head. Where is the love for our military? Kamala Harris walks up, they salute her, she doesn't salute them. It's just rude, and it should be a common courtesy. But she also laughs about what's going on at the border. She was asked if she's going to go down to the border, and here is what Kamala had to say. President Kamala Harris, as Joe Biden calls her.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today. But I have before, and I'm sure I will again.
Not today, but come on now. We have a crisis on the border. Joe Biden, where are you? Kamala Harris, where are you? I say thank you, Henry Cuellar, a Democrat from Texas that released the pictures of what's going on at the border today and released the pictures of the kids in cages. These Democrats for years have been demonizing Donald Trump about kids in cages. Guess who started the kids in cages? Obama and Biden. Guess who continues to use them today? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Hypocrisy at its best. Sad. Best thing we can do is get these kids back to their parents. How many of these kids are going to be victims of human trafficking? Human sex trafficking and all kind of other stuff. Get them back to their parents. We already give so much money to Guatemala, El Salvador, and Mexico in the billions every year. You know, at some point, we have to take them off the tit. We have to say, hey, you guys need to be taking care of yourself. By the way,
that
Mexico,
that money's not helping anybody in those countries. It's not helping anybody in those countries, because if it was, they would see improvements. And people wouldn't be leaving those countries in droves. But that's exactly what they continue to do, because all that money that the U.S. sends those countries goes right in the fat pockets of the people who are in control.
And I'm not sure that, our politicians don't get a kickback either. But
of course they
Mexico is sending 9,000 troops to the southern border to try to slow things down. You know what President Trump did? Stay in Mexico policy? Apply for amnesty in your own country? It actually worked. You heard Tom Homan given the the numbers. How many people actually returned for their court date? 3%. 3%. 93% do not qualify for amnesty. But by that time, they're already released in the country. George Floyd, the trial has begun. 15 jurors have been selected in the trial of Derek Chauvin. And of the 15 jurors, we got a couple of them that, of course, that's you got 12 jurors and 3 alternates. Of the jurors that we got picked, one juror number 2 was a white man in his 20s, works as a chemist, actually went to the George Floyd Square because Floyd's arrest was such a transformative event in his life. Those are his words.
Wow, he's not biased at all.
No, he won't be biased. And juror number 9 is a multiracial woman in her 20s who is a type 1 diabetic. I don't know why that's important. Grew up in Minnesota and has an uncle who is a police officer in the area. She's describing herself as a go-with-the-flow, open-minded person. Said she's super excited to be part of the jury. And so just those are just a couple
super excited
people. Super excited to be part of the jury. But George Floyd, this is not his first run-in with the law. Of course, he had gone to prison, he's been in jail, been in and out of jail. I think since he was 18 years old, he has been doing stints in jail and moved to Minnesota from his hometown of Houston, Texas. But if you watch the video from 2020, you'll quickly discover that this guy was on something. And the way he acted was kind of crazy. Well, in 2019, they stopped him, and he was not driving. He was a passenger in the car. The judges said this tape will be admissible. He was, again, high as a kite, and they found cocaine and opiates in the car. Let's roll the tape of the some of the lapel video that happened when he was arrested.
Spit out what you got. I'm going to tase you. Spit it out. He's eating all
Don't you jerk away from me.
That was one yellow pill. Put your hands behind your back. That was one yellow pill, boss.
Okay, now slowly come on out.
Damn, man.
Hand on your head. Put your hand on your head. Okay, relax then. What do you got there?
Nothing.
Slow down.
Tell her I ain't gonna do it like that, boss man. Tell her I'm gonna do it like that, boss man. Please tell her I'm gonna do it like that. I thought you was just playing. I don't do it like that, boss. I got my paper.
I got something in here. He's got.
Take me to my car, man. Please,
Hang on.
man. Please, somebody help me,
Hang
man.
on.
Oh my God, man. Damn, man.
Is there anything in
Man,
here?
listen, man. Let's go. I got rough this up like this, here, man.
Yeah.
Act like a man.
No, man, y'all wrong, man.
Was there anything in it?
Yeah, it's a bunch of pills.
Okay. Have a seat. All the way in. I gotta get all the way in there. Slide on over. I know you're a big man. You're gonna have to slide in.
It's you, man.
You're gonna have to slide in. He didn't have any ID on him. Bunch of powder, I don't know what exactly all it is in there.
That was on
bunch
his
of
seat.
pills. Yeah, it was on the seat where he was. See George?
Yeah.
You George Floyd?
Yep.
And we got enough pills and different other stuff.
Four right there, and then
Yeah, I'll just take it on back and
codeine.
yeah,
All right, take it back. Just leave it like that.
yeah.
So that was in 2019. If you viewed the arrest tape of Chauvin and the other guys, he was acting the fool, much like he was acting the fool there and not complying and had drugs in his system. And so third degree, I don't think these people in Minneapolis are going to be happy with third degree homicide. I just don't think they're going to, because the jail term is just not going to be enough to appease them. I think there's going to be more riotings in the street. I think there's going to be more looting, and I think it's going to be crazy.
To riot. Kevin, they want to riot. They want to loot. They want to break stuff up. They want any excuse to do that. They're looking for a reason to have, anarchy in the streets. What do you think Antifa wants?
I guess. Here's the deal, though. You can't say this guy was a great father.
No.
You can't say he was a great father. Didn't pay his child support. Fact is, I hate to say it, but his kids are better off today with him dead than they were with him alive, because they got $27 million. And until municipalities stop paying this type of stuff, people will keep getting paid. And look, I'm not saying everything that Chauvin did was right.
No.
But it wasn't against police protocol. It was taught at the academy. He was on his neck for 8 seconds. Toxicology report says he had fentanyl, heroin, methamphetamine. I mean, you name it. The guy had it in the system.
9 minutes was the total he was on his neck. 9 minutes.
I thought it was less than that.
No, 9 minutes.
I thought it was a lot. 9 minutes. So it's taught at the academy. Change what these officers are being taught. But as a police officer, I would get tired arresting the same people and saying, I know I don't have the temperament to become a police officer. I know. But was George Floyd the martyr that made him out to be? No. All right, let's talk about the Postal Service. Our last story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please, if you could. Subscribe. Tell your friends about Two Ball Guys on the Right. We're just so damn close to getting to over 1,000. So please tell your friends, subscribe, hit the notification, and help me and Will a whole bunch. Let's talk about the Postal Service. How long have we been talking about the Postal Service? I think in 2020, the Postal Service lost $8 billion. I think the year before, they lost $13 billion. So why would we keep doing the same damn thing? I'm just going to say, if we sold the Postal Service, privatized the Postal Service, and sold it off to FedEx, how many years do you think it would be before FedEx would actually turn a profit?
Not very many.
I think it'd be 2 years, 3 years max, and they're profitable because that's what they do. Why are we keeping an antiquated system? And that's what it is. Look, people are not mailing as much as they used to. They don't have to. They don't need to. Yeah, everything is done. Bills are paid online. People, a lot of them get paperless bills and so on and so forth. So,
90% of the mail I get is junk.
Yeah, and that's at a discounted rate. So why are we going to continue to allow the post office to suck off the taxpayer tit? That is the big question. But today, the Postmaster General Louis DeJoy came out and said, and as I read this, I went, "Say what?" He said, "We're going to offer slower service and higher prices."
Wow,
that's our 10-year plan.
That's the opposite of a profitable business plan, isn't it?
Slower service and higher prices.
Well, let's see. If I can get it faster and cheaper somewhere else, why would I ever use the post office?
Now, let me ask you why do you think Amazon became so popular? 2-day shipping. Free 2-day shipping. That was the hook. that got people hooked. So giving slower service, I don't think, is the plan. So the need for the U.S. Postal Service to transform and meet the needs of customers is long overdue, Joy said, and said the Postal Service stands to lose $160 billion in the next decade. 106. And meantime, we have the union that backs the liberal Democratic Party, and we have a broken system.
Yep.
If it was me having to start over, I'd say, I'm sorry, the pensions are gone.
Yeah.
Do you have a pension? Do I have a pension with the company we work for?
No.
So if you're not profitable, how the hell are you paying out a pension? That's a big... So
how are you continuing to give raises if you're not profitable?
It makes 0 sense. And so...
I'll tell you how. Because the United States government keeps bailing out the post office.
Yeah,
and they know that they'll continue to do it. Yeah.
So they talked about 6-day delivery and all kind of slower service, and any proposal that would either slow the mail or reduce the access to the Postal Service. Look, I hate to say it. I don't even know if I need the post office. No. I mean, I could go all electric and get my notifications via email. I don't even know if we need the Postal Service at this point. I mean, if they're mailing you a check, it could be direct deposited in your bank. And look, it's not going to get easier for the Postal Service. It's only going to get worse. And I got good friends that work for the Postal Service, and they got great benefits. They really, really do. They got awesome, pensions, health care, you name it, they got it. And weren't we told, Will, correct me, I was thinking, am I dreaming this, that the Postal Service is not part of the government anymore?
No, it's not.
Because I fought for I was going, well, why does it have U.S. Postal Service? No, they separated. Yep. So why are we bailing them out? Privatize the damn thing, and it's sink or swim time for the Postal Service. It is. Slower service, higher rates. That is going to work.
Beautiful business plan.
I'm telling you, somebody is thinking outside the box. I got to give the Joy, woo, way to go. I mean, that is some real critical thinking. I'm going to give people less service and charge them more, and they're going to buy into it. No, they won't. You wonder why you're getting your ass handed to you by UPS and FedEx. You wonder why. Because they're more competitive and they get the job done. And that's not disparaging remarks to anybody that works for the Postal Service. I'm just saying we can't continue to lose all this money, billions and billions of dollars every year. We just can't sustain
I know
it.
People that work at the post office that will agree that it's being mismanaged.
And when it comes to the union, I ain't got time for you fools. I really don't. I really don't. So God bless you guys. Don't forget, Thursday, we're going to be on with our New Mexico. Boy, we got some juicy stuff on the New Mexico report of Two Ball Guys on the Right coming up on Thursday.
Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to listen to us anywhere you stream podcasts, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify. We're up there right now. And, of course, right here on YouTube. And please hit the subscribe button whenever you can, and like and comment, too, to help our algorithm.
Hey, don't forget also to subscribe to Be on the Breakfast Club when you go to subscribe to Two Ball Guys on the Right. So if you could do that, we'd appreciate you. God
we do a morning
America.
show 3 hours. Yeah, we do a morning show 3 hours Monday through Friday. You can check us out. Be in the Breakfast Club on YouTube as well.
God bless America. God bless you. Peace out. We're holding our head up high and praying that Biden doesn't slip and fall again.
For sure. Thank you guys so much.